kami.
Ay pa adung na kami ko kayo. At kung mikpakangin na agitik yun akmin na kami.
Iya, uhuga piya ka kuma. Ay pamba okay hindi tayo. Hindi tayo kami. Atok nutak karpet korok ta yun. Hindi tayo nagpiwe hamong ada ito dawan.
She said she still has her husband's tools and stuff like that, but she said sometimes she tells her children to take them because he's no longer with her on this earth. Out of respect for her, they don't take it because she's still here.
Kulak Quyanaq patiluid. Kawiyo galuyo nga. Inyawig malo. Inyawig surak patutaw na kayong ning.
She said she grew up in a part of the time long ago where they used a stone lamp, and then after they stopped using the stone lamp, then they'd use a stove that had burnt wood for heat and fire. Alaning unip ka ako mabi.
Kaya magkamadal mo yung nalawa mo inuwi makamaukiw na kapakarong tahap kwat atok pagtay. Kaya mayakalawat ka idilon. Kung miglo idilon atok piyang kwat diluwid. Ilokak palak diluwid. Tukangnaq. Tahap kwa kaya magapki atok pagtay.
And then she said she grew up at a place called Ngalduaryuk, which is down that way. And she was able to see this being used. And then after that, they lived in a igloos and used the stone lamp. But then after that, they were quickly introduced to the canvas tents. So very quickly it became something they didn't really use all the time anymore because they had a stove that they could burn the wood in the tupek.
Yang nilirwang ay ulangan. Mabagalupay ang nakulak ikamablugulo. Ilani. Ukulak takulo. Ublagi.
She said her father's name is Quyanaq. Her mother was Amnasiak. So when they'd go out hunting, they'd keep the kulak on for warmth.
Mama okay, magluon namin. Hinik cuma ilan cuma ngawag cuma sikam yung ba namak cuma kimino kalin namin ako.
She said her mother always made sure it was warm in their dwelling, but at a point at one time her mother became ill, but she was able to recover. And her mother is from somewhere in Alaska. Umino namin ilihim abiyog taba ng niyuta.
Mama ka ilihim maya nung naniyo kalakpag ta ut kalong miyok inuhimayok. Inuhimayawin ni ut kalong miyok kalakpag tok. Dalawa ni iyo kami ay kaya wala kami kaya wakta ka wala nang tatin yung kamong
She said her mother told her she comes from a place called Ulukhaktok in Alaska, and then she started traveling this way with her father, and then they went to a Western Arctic area and then come this way, and then her mother stayed.
Maybe, Ili mayugalu yung atay matut. Kihimita po yung may nalama ili maluwa.
She said that's what she remembers as a young child growing up, but now she's at a stage in her life where she forgets things and don't remember, but every once in a while she remembers them. Hikume nunakakimayohe ukiorangan.
Hikume ukiorangan. Hikume daw lapag kayang nailangan. February orangan daw lang hikume daw nunga. Dikit tokoting iglokakotiglo apon me. Tupak pala kami loy tupakakotig. Day matut katikyo pagtut. Kawiyat ka. Dati yung malakad tadak pala ko ang ayuwalo. Hikume natikyo.
I just asked her if they lived a part of their life out on the sea ice, and she said during this time of the year they'd be out on the sea ice and live in the igloos and hunt the seals so they can have the oil for their quyanaq.
Ilihim baga ba tatim ayo kan baga ba magalupay lakangam nuk ay no awla kanga na tekhe ko tiglo uwang tawli uktok pagkamatay matun ay makakungaluping ahunik alen makakungalumagiyunik natekhe pagkamanatirama natek nuhong nahawak pagkap ko nuhuli mekpaka nuhong pagkap ko kakit pagkap
And she said when her father goes out hunting, herself she started hunting, so she'd hitch up 3 dogs and go out sealing. And there's times when she catch a seal that it took her a long time to get it on top the ice, but eventually she did.
Ay nga mamam ba nakikakukawag ka kami ukwalo naman nakiluwigin naman namin ko sutkok tektok sa bayan daw ilihim maya kataham na unip ka maka ayaw alo ako nga uktoy na ito nga kawalo awarin malimigin inukamin ba.
And she said when she bring her catch home, her and her mother would cut it up and prepare it and get it ready for their food and store some away. She said she's not very good at doing this, but she tries, and I'm thankful that she did. I had her work a lot in my classroom. She does a lot of storytelling. Her nature is very calm and kind and gentle. She says she's done for now. Kuya yun. Quyanaq.
My name is Deer. I'm 24 years old. I'm Inuk, and I grew up in Ulukhaktok in Montreal, but I am from Ulukhaktok, Nunavik, and I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I do tattooing, sewing, painting, drawing, and I'm learning to teach fish skin tanning.
My name is Alyssa Carpenter. I am from Saxe Harbor and Inuvik, Northwest Territories. I'm a mom. I'm a community organizer. I do a lot of mental health advocacy work, and I'm the project director of the Western Arctic Youth Collective.
So I work for the Western Arctic Youth Collective as a youth support. I've been working with them for almost a year now.
I am the storytelling coordinator for Western Arctic Youth Collective, so I came with my team here to help support and do some storytelling.
I was invited by Wake to come and learn and participate, and also to work with muskox hides, which is part of my business, Quyanaq Inc.
Also, I've been helping plan this gathering for about a year now. So we're here for a tattoo gathering, a traditional tattoo gathering.
This gathering felt really strong in its own way, because last year I went alone. It was really hard to do tattoos by myself, but this year we had a whole group, and it was just so nice to have all those artists that were my friends and new friends. I'll always be grateful for meeting those people and being a part of their little tattoo community.
I wanted to come to this event because I'm going to be a high school teacher, and I think it's really important for me to learn more about my culture so that when I become an evaluate teacher, I can bring it back to my community and help teach this stuff. And that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to come, is so I can learn more about the tattoos and learn more about their meanings, and then I can pass that knowledge on.
Uvanga hamna katimayaktok tun hapko inuhat humidlakag ahinit nunadlanit kakinikun tatong nikun kakinin hapko kakinitayma ataw timaghutik humidlakag nunadlanit kayon ima ikayo yaktok tabot kuweho kublugit katit kublugit iliha katigi kublugit ikayo katigi kublugit ungahik tumong mitkahi magangan ilani ihuma ayong nakpangman ungan nakhoni nutakkan ilallo imatun ilaliw tiblugit uwaptingnut kayp kaktawan. What I have just said is that this gathering here with tattooing and all the youth and the young adults that came, we came up here to welcome them, to be part of them, so that they can come and do what they please, work together, share together, voice together, and all this for healing if they want to have tattooing done from their inner self.
Tupik pala kami loy tupakakotik day matut gattehe patut kawiyak ka dadi amalakan tadak pala ko angay walo.
She said during this time of the year they'd be out on the sea ice and live in the igloos and hunt the seals so they can have the oil for their quyanaq.
We knew there was people here who do remember stories, remember their grandparents or great-grandparents, and they might not have seen tattoos done, but we heard stories from other regions, and Ulukhaktok has mentors and people who have really been giving her a lot of insight and knowledge too, and she's doing a lot of active work within that and educating our team.
Honestly, it was us and Nick. She really wanted this. She's an artist herself, and we don't have that many tattooers in our region, and we don't have that much knowledge of tattooing in our region. It's slowly coming back, and I think this gathering will really help that. But Yeah, it's that we wanted more knowledge from different regions. We wanted the cross-cultural connections and stuff by bringing people from Alaska and Inuvik, Nunavut, Northwest Territories. And we wanted to all be together where we could learn because we don't want to be separate. We're all Inuit together and we all have Inuit tattoos. We might have different specific ones for our regions and stuff, but then we teach each other about that. So yeah, we wanted to learn and gather together like we used to.
I know like each tattoo, like the person is like it's personal to them and like stages of their life. Yeah, that's what I know.
That they symbolize a lot of different meanings and different accomplishments.
When I was a teenager, when I would see like movies or like Atanakjwat, that movie with their face tattoos, I would say like, I would never get that on my face. That was before I knew the history. That was before I knew the culture and the pain that we went through with losing our culture or almost losing it. And then when I realized what our people fought for, I wanted to fight for that too. I wanted to fight for our culture back. I wanted to fight for happiness and love and accepting my identity back because it was so hard for me to grow up as an Inuk.
When my sister started getting into tattoos, she started like teaching me the meanings of them and like how we used to have them, because before then I was one of the kind of people who thought, oh, we never had them because I never saw them. And then she educated me and was like, we did used to have them, like other people have them. Inuvialuits came from Alaska, people from Alaska have them.
Well, my wife, she has some, and as for myself, I never really take any interest in it because, I don't know very much about it. So I think it's a very strong culture that it has been going on probably from generation to generation.
Educating other people and sharing, because I think that's a responsibility, is sharing what we know and not to gatekeep that, and encourage others if this is something that they want to pursue and like rediscover themselves.
I love that they're coming back. The revitalization is really important to bringing our culture back and getting us more in touch. And I think they look beautiful, and they all hold a deeper meaning for each of us. And that is, again, it's an important part of our culture, and getting us to start that healing journey, we need to start connecting back to our culture. So this is an amazing thing to bring back. I wasn't even aware that the Inuvialuit people actually did this before. And there were many people in my area that believed that it wasn't something we actually did, but it is part of all of our Inuit culture.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to be here and to learn and get some.
The revitalization, because they were banned because they were considered demonistic by the missionaries, as well as the same way as drum dancing and potlatches and our language. It's all considered demonistic. So I love the revitalization part and reclaiming. Yeah.
Inuvik
Inuvik takuwa mahamani humangit tunga kaginang mikihimita kakiniliokrang gihimita kuhimay nama takuyo kihimi Inuit takuwa aliariat takuweriat ka.
Yeah, she never really seen the tattooing done in her day, but now that it's happening, she's very happy to see the young people that are carrying on tradition, and right now she's just happy to be with people.
My great-great-grandmother is the last person within my family to have facial markings. That's the way she was captured in a book and through stories I've heard. And to have that back on me is pretty powerful. And just reminds us like we're still here. They held on. There's small ways we're connecting back to ourselves, and it's something that can help people. A poke and release and your story and connection to your culture is what saves lives. why would we not want to make that as accessible and encourage it as much as possible?
I've always been interested in tattoos, like non-traditional. I had a lot of uncles and stuff with tattoos, and I was like, those are the coolest guys ever. Like, I want to be that cool. But I went to a camp when I was about 12 with Northern Youth Leadership. It was the forum they have every year, and Hovek Johnson was there, and she helped us sew a pair of mitts. And it was when she was doing her tattoo revitalization project, and she came to this community actually. And I was talking to her about the Inuit tattoos, and I was like, yeah, I don't think Inuvialuit had them. I don't think we had them because I've never seen any of our people with them. I've never seen photos of our people with them. And she looked at me and she was like, Mary. And I was like, Mary? I was like, who's that? And then she starts talking to me and showing me photos of Mary Kudluk, which is the elder we have here. And I literally was just like, oh my gosh, like we have them, like we have these tattoos, they weren't taken from us. And so after I seen that, I designed my first tattoos with her, and I was 12. I didn't get them then, but I knew I was gonna get them someday, and I felt like when I seen an Inuvialuit elder like Mary with the tattoos, it was like really eye-opening for me, and it honestly changed my life because I was 12 years old and I knew I wanted to get my tattoos done. And when the minute Usanik came to our community, like I said, we don't have tattoo artists in our community, but Usanik moved up to Inuvik 4 or 5 years ago, and she was living there, and I heard through a friend that she was coming actually, and I had messaged her before she even moved to Inuvik. I had found her on Instagram, and I was like, I heard you're moving to Inuvik. I want my tattoos done. I'm only 16, but like I have this design I really would love to get. And she was like, yep, when I move there, like let's meet and we'll get together and we'll work on this together. And I didn't tell my parents because I was really scared of what they would say, and I was scared that they wouldn't understand why I was getting these, or like that they were just gonna be another tattoo, or like just a tattoo just to look cool or something. So I didn't tell my mom until the night before my appointment, and I had already paid the deposit, like I had already put money down. But yeah, so I went to my mom and I was like, I need your permission. Well, not really, but I do need your permission because like Usanik won't do it without parents' permission. But I need your permission to go get my tattoos. And she was like, what are you getting? What are you getting? Like thinking it was going to be like a smiley face or something goofy on my arm. And I was like, I'm going to get my traditional tattoos done. And she was like, she looked at me, she's like, I can't say anything for that. Like, I can't say no, this is your choice. And that was really like empowering. Yeah, so I actually went and got them, and these are the first ones I got on my wrist.
Like it became like this organically as I went to more gatherings, and I and the team became closer, and telling her about my dreams of tattoo gatherings and being able to tattoo her and a lot of people in the Inuvialuit settlement region.
My parents weren't really in the same boat, I guess, as me getting my temples done. I feel like it was just a little overwhelming for them, so I thought of a different spot where it's like more hidden but not too hidden. So I got the Quyanaq on my back and my neck. It represents for me to spear my culture back.
I think the goal was to spread awareness about the markings and to share the culture and to share more information and teach each other and learn from each other about the tattoos, and just to be with community and to be with each other and to heal collectively, because it's so healing.
Well, first was I have an idea of what I wanted to get, and like kind of coming up with the meaning of the tattoo. And yeah, my original idea was I wanted the temples done with the Qaikaffi pointing forward, but my parents weren't really in the same boat, so I was kind of thinking where I kind of thought my chest, but my back came up, and I was working with Siku, and she did my tattoo, and during my tattoo, like the neck, when I was getting the neck done, it was painful, but parts of my back was like ticklish.
So the first ones I got were on my fingers, and those ones, the lines right here are supposed to represent the story of Sedna, and when she got her fingers cut off in her story. But I recently found out that it's also supposed to mean that the difference between the earth, like the sky and the sea, because when people pass, they usually go into the sky, but Sedna, when she passed, she went to the sea. So that's why there's the two lines to represent each. And then I have the dots for spirits. So I have the two dots to let good spirits in and bad spirits out.
When I was younger, I would draw on with eyeliner, kind of the ones I wanted. And I was 20 when I first got them, and Arsenic did them, and they were a gift from my ex-partner, so they're like my favorite ones, and I'm grateful for them.
I got my hands tattooed. I got the dots on my fingers, and I made my own meaning to them. I have a really bad picking habit, picking around my cuticles and my nails, and usually I have to get artificial nails, because if I have artificial nails, they're almost too pretty to pick, but those could get expensive over time, and they started to ruin my nails, so I stopped getting them. So I got these dots as a reminder, so when I go to pick, I have something beautiful to look at instead. And then I got a ring on my ring finger because I'm married to my culture. It was honestly just random and spontaneous that I came up with that right before getting my hands done, because I wasn't sure what I was going to get. And immediately I thought of my picking habit, and I thought those dots would help make me remember that my skin and my body is too beautiful to pick at and deform. And then I know I wanted some lines. I'm going to get more in the future, but I wasn't sure on a design, so this randomly came up, and I was like, I want a ring that connects to my heart, and it could be like I'm married to my culture. So it was very on the fly. That's how I do a lot of things in my life, and it just felt right. Well, I didn't originally think about it at first, but my dadak was raised in sacks with no trees and everything, and my nanak was raised in tuck with trees, so just having them, it makes me remember my nanak more.
I have the triangles for the kulik, so I got that when I first learned how to light a kulik. I have the 3 different ulus to represent the not 3 different types of Inuits, but the different types of Inuits and their different styles of ulu making. And then I have dots for my nieces and nephews, and the V's for my siblings. And then I have the stitching because I'm a sewer, and each one of my stitches are for my nieces and nephews that aren't actually like my sister and brother's children. They're my cousin's children, but I wanted them to be represented in my tattoos as well. Absolutely. I got my chin tattoo done in December by Quyanaq at our wellness retreat that we had at Bidene just outside of Yellowknife. And I actually wanted it done for about 9 months before I got it done, but me and Quyanaq kept missing each other, not having time to do it. And I was like, it's okay, the right time will come. And so we finally did it out at the camp, and it's a reminder of the strength of my ancestors when I look into the mirror, and the beauty that I carry, and the resilience that's down my bloodline. And I just thought it looked so pretty and beautiful. And yeah, that's the main reason why I got it. It only took 15 minutes. I was really shocked that it took that short. Same with these. I feel like these took a little bit longer, but they're both really good at what they do.
When I was younger, even the men had tattoos or the buttons on their face, the little caribou buttons. They would go to an elder and they would say, I would love to carry on my tradition, meaning whatever their situation is, family loss for one, maybe hunting, maybe for healing, then they would work on that certain person till they are done.
She just asked like what I wanted and what I was looking for, and we like flipped through her book, and then I chose what I wanted, and then she just kind of explained what her meanings were, and then she said that I could interpret it for myself, and then she drew them on, and then she asked how I liked them, like gave me some time with it before she started. Yeah, I really do feel connected and more myself.
I kind of like that I have the masculine and the feminine ones, and I've wanted this for a long time, and it feels complete. And me and Arsenic hugged for like 3 minutes, and she said I look complete, so it's very nice.
Oh. I want them to know that it's okay to have them, that it is part of our culture, and it is part of our like healing journey in our culture to have them, and that they're not anything bad, that they're beautiful, and they just bring so much meaning to your family and like all of you. Like when I got my Inuit tattoos, I felt more beautiful. Every single time I got a different one done, I just felt more beautiful getting them.
As I finished it, it's like a very big weight just lifted off, and I can express myself more and truly of who I am. Definitely come up with your ideas of like the traditional designs, and make sure they have genuine meaning and have good intentions.
Well, I think they never really tell us that much about tattoos, but from the stories that we hear, that they would do it in honor of their relatives that have passed away, or even their distant relatives, so that they could be able to remember when they are in the next town of igloos, wherever it might be.
There is there for some, yes, but for others, we never have no rules in the past. But it's like what a person wants from in here. You gotta want to have it from here, and not just go see. Oh, I see my friend was tattooed today. I think I need to go up and try this and just get it done. Where, but how? You got to decide. Yeah, from within.
I've always wanted to be a part of something like this. And for it to be in Ulu was extra special because that place is so special, and I hold it really close to my heart, and those people are extremely welcoming and loving.
That one we just sung is a saw, the sound of the saw. This is the sound of the river, Kukbaluk.